The Samsara squad has returned victorious. They are truly the pride of the common people, and they have once again completed their mission brilliantly. In comparison, the Celestial God Squad is... Who says that only the children of wealthy families can achieve great things? Children from ordinary families like us are no worse than them. Gao Changkong, he is our pride. I've said long ago that he is much better than Deng Shentong. Zhang Yi watched a group of people in down jackets running towards East City. Among them was a group of girls, waving tall flags and shouting vague slogans. It seemed to be something like, "I will never forget my promise to you, and I will keep your promise for my whole life." Zhang Yi was a little dumbfounded. At this time, there is still such a powerful fan culture. He couldn't help but smile and said, "How is it? Have you learned something?" Zhang Yi pointed at the girl group running over. "Don't they need to find a class to attend? They are so free." Bailey Changqing explained, "The girls who can run out to greet the Samsara team either have parents who are engaged in high-end jobs and earn enough points to support them, or..." Bailey Changqing thought about it and shrugged helplessly. "They are just ordinary people, but they go there desperately to chase stars. They are quite adventurous. If they don't earn enough points because of skipping work, they can only sleep on the street, and they won't even have points left to buy food, hot water, and electricity." Zhang Yi looked at their backs as they went away and couldn't help but think of the slogans they recited. Gao Changkong. Could it be that Gao Changkong? Bailey Changqing nodded. "Yes, that Gao Changkong." Gao Changkong. This name is almost a household name in Huaxu country. He is not a top fan, but an extremely outstanding basketball player. He first dominated the domestic scene and later entered the NBA, playing for the Chicheng Red Suns, playing as a small forward. For 12 years and has 3 championship rings. Zhang Yi turned his head to look at Bailey Changqing. "Gao Changkong, is he the captain of the Samsara team?" Bailey Changqing nodded, his eyes flashing with the same light as those of the female fans just now. "Yes, he is a very remarkable person." Zhang Yi doesn't play basketball much, but Gao Changkong's name is still well known. Basically, anyone who can play basketball will be enthusiastic about Gao Changkong. Zhang Yi couldn't help but sigh. Isn't this a complete winner in life? Whether before or after the end of the world, he is so outstanding and dazzling. The car drove to the city gate, and Zhang Yi finally saw the trace of the Samsara team. The doors of the 2 snowmobiles behind the device were opened, and several team members stood at the doors, cheering and waving outside. A staff member of Blizzard City held up a large red banner, which was hung from the 30-meter-high wall of Blizzard City to the ground. "Warm congratulations to the Samsara team for their expedition to Baiting Lake and their victorious return." On both sides of the road, countless fanatical fans shouted their names with joy and encouragement. The name shouted the most was, naturally, Gao Changkong's name. After a while, he saw several familiar figures, Operations Minister Tu Yunli and several senior officials around him. After these people appeared, Gao Changkong finally got out of the car. He was tall, and the official data gave a height of 1.96 meters. Tu Yunli encouraged Gao Changkong on behalf of Blizzard City, and then left, leaving the stage to Gao Changkong and the Samsara team. However, Gao Changkong's eyes fell on Bailey Changqing's. Gao Changkong smiled and raised his hand high to signal Bailey Changqing to come over. Bailey Changqing smiled and said to Zhang Yi, "Let's go, say hello to them." The audience around looked at Zhang Yi with surprise. Who is this person? I haven't seen him before. A stranger face. The one next to him seems to be Bailey Changqing from the Black Robe team. Alas, the Black Robe team is half-wasted now. The God team is... The Samsara team is still reassuring. Who says that the children of ordinary people's families are not as good as those of nobles? Some people in the city looked at Gao Changkong, who had a sunny and friendly face in the crowd, and felt proud from the bottom of their hearts. He lagged behind Bailey Changqing by half a step and didn't want to be too eye-catching. But Gao Changkong's eyes still wandered on him for a while. Some people's identities cannot be hidden. When you appear there, it is enough to be eye-catching. Bailey Changqing came over and smiled and gave Gao Changkong a bear hug. "Congratulations, Gao! Did you encounter any troubles on this trip to Beiting Lake?" Gao Changkong smiled and said, "Fortunately, the creature we encountered this time is very powerful, but it doesn't have much brains. It just has too many subordinates, so it took us a lot of time." He looked at Zhang Yi. "Who is this?" Bailey Changqing quickly introduced Zhang Yi to him. "Let me introduce you. His name is Zhang Yi. He is a strange man in Tianhai City. There is a long story about him. We will talk about it slowly later." Although Bailey Changqing's introduction was very simple, there was no trace of contempt in Gao Changkong's eyes. The person who could make Bailey Changqing drive here must at least be of similar level to him. He is a master. Gao Changkong made such a judgment in his heart. He took the initiative to walk over and stretched out his right hand to Zhang Yi. "Hello, Zhang Yi. I am Gao Changkong, the captain of the Samsara Squadron." Zhang Yi glanced at his right hand, which was wearing a black leather glove. Zhang Yi was also wearing gloves, so he shook hands with him. "Captain Gao, I've heard of you for a long time." While looking at Gao Changkong, Zhang Yi also observed all the members of the Samsara team. The Samsara team has a total of 9 members. However, the most noteworthy ones are the 2 people next to Gao Changkong. Standing behind him on the left is a tall and gentle woman with thick black hair that falls to her hips. Such long hair is very rare, so it is also very eye-catching. Combined with her beautiful figure and face, it is easy to make people obsessed. On the other side, there is a handsome man with a middle-parted hairstyle. His face is 3 points of wildness, 3 points of coldness, 3 points of unruliness, and 1 point of contempt. Gao Changkong faced the crowd and shouted loudly, Thank you, everyone! We are back safely. Thank you for your concern." There was another round of excited shouting around. Someone in the crowd shouted, "Brother, go and kill Xiao Nian!" As soon as this topic appeared, it instantly ignited the emotions of the surrounding audience. Most people are emotional and look down on the country of Neon. Now, seeing that Blizzard City has lost twice in the battle against Eclipse, they are very angry. At this time, they all hope that Gao Changkong can come forward to save face for the Jiangnan region and the entire Chinese race. "Captain Gao, kill the little Neon!" "Fuck them hard! Those little Neon are so hateful!" Zhang Yi was speechless when he heard these voices. How can these people understand how powerful Eclipse is? Always being arrogant and looking down on your opponents will only make you fall into the narrowness of self-satisfaction. Weakness and ignorance are not obstacles to survival, but arrogance is. Gao Changkong heard this, and his eyes were a little strange, but he did not answer the fans' request, but just smiled and waved his hand. Then he said to Bailey Changqing and Zhang Yi, "I will go to the headquarters to report the mission to Zhu Shuai first. Then let's find a place to have a drink. I have been outside, and I just want to ask you about what happened in Blizzard City recently." Bailey Changqing scratched his head. "You have returned with a great victory, and the higher-ups should welcome you." Gao Changkong shook his head. "I refused. When the headquarters asked me to come back, I heard something about Eclipse Moon. It is not appropriate to be too ostentatious now, which may easily cause misunderstandings. The Tianxian team suffered heavy casualties, Deng Shentong died in the battle, and the entire Deng family and the combat center were not in a good state. If the Samsara team celebrated wildly, how could it not make people think that this was a deliberate provocation?" Gao Changkong was very thoughtful and would not make such a mistake. "In this case, let's have a small gathering later," Bailey Changqing said with a smile. Zhang Yi didn't say anything. He didn't like to talk too much nonsense in front of strangers. Gao Changkong got into Bai Li Changqing's car. He sat in the co-pilot, and Zhang Yi sat in the back seat. The car headed for the combat command center. After the welcome party, the fans returned to their respective jobs. The joy was only temporary, and most of the time, they still had to work. Hard to survive. Along the way, Gao Changkong and Bai Li Changqing chatted very easily. Zhang Yi could see that the relationship between them was indeed good. Gao Changkong asked Bai Li Changqing about the eclipse. Bai Li Changqing sighed. "That matter is not optimistic." He told Gao Changkong what happened, including the failure of the last mission. Gao Changkong also frowned after listening. "Even Deng Shentong failed," Bai Li Changqing said. "You come back at this time. If nothing unexpected happens, the mission will fall on your head. You must be mentally prepared. The number of people dispatched by Blizzard City will definitely increase. When you meet Zhu Shuai later, he will definitely tell you this. Moreover, Eclipse Moon also suffered a lot of losses in the battle. Although their team leader killed Deng Shentong, he was also seriously injured. Moreover, they lost 5 people in the battle." At this point, Bai Li Changqing raised his thumb to the back seat. "And the person behind you is the one who killed 4 members of Eclipse Moon alone." Zhang Yi waved his hand. "Don't be so exaggerated. I just picked up 2 people." Bai Li Changqing sighed. Really just picked up? He knew that even if Kamiya Nagaimichi and Akutsu Shinichiro, who were killed by Zhang Yi, were in their prime, they could not be Zhang Yi's opponents. Gao Changkong smiled. "This is not surprising. My Shenzhou is vast, prosperous, and full of geniuses. It doesn't mean that only those born in big cities or with good family backgrounds have powerful abilities." Zhang Yi remembered at this time that Gao Changkong was also from an ordinary family. These words seemed to have some meaning of mutual appreciation. But this captain has other plans. Gao Changkong thought, "In order to join forces with Eclipse Group to overthrow Zhu Zheng, we must first get rid of this troublesome guy."